Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day up on God's Hill. Joseph here with Joseph's Brain, and I wanted to talk to you today, second part of the how your attitude changes reality. And we talked about how when you create positive firing neurons, talked about mirror neurons in my previous video, when you talk about happiness or faithfulness or thankfulness, it actually changes the neurons that work in your brain. So just to give you a practical real-world example about this is this two questions. First question is, are violent crimes down? Do you feel safer in the world around you right now? And how do you feel about the teenage pregnancy rate? Do you feel more people are having broken families and things like that? So those two questions, both of them, think of your answer for a second. And you may or may not know this, and it comes as a surprise to a lot of people, but actually the violent crime rate is way down from 30 years ago, from the 1990s. It is way down, but, and the same with the teenage pregnancy rate. Out of wedlock rates are down as well. And but most people don't think that. Most people don't believe that. And the reason we don't believe it, why? Is because we have surrounded ourselves with media that we consume that tells us that we are unsafe, that there are things to be worried about out in the streets, that we are going to be, that strangers are people to be afraid of. And that's actually not the case, that the violent crime rate is significantly down and has been down and dropping precipitously since the 1990s. It's ticked up a little bit because of the COVID pandemic, but a really super minor bit. And the same with sexuality. The younger generation, we think, young people, they're wild. That's when they're sowing their wild oats and all that kind of stuff. But actually, this younger generation is more responsible than my generation was, or even the generation before Generation X, which I guess was the boomers, right? So anyway, how you have interpreted what is going on around you and how you have consumed media, not just print media, not just the news or anything like that. People beat on the media all the time. I don't mean it that way. How you consume what you're aware of, what you're afraid of. If you watch a lot of true crime videos on TikTok or YouTube, well, that's going to give you some neurons that tell you need to be cautious and careful out there. And I'm not saying that you don't need to be cautious, but I am saying that you can be overly cautious. You can believe that there are boogeymen behind every corner. And the interesting thing is we've created this reality that the world comes to us, and how we respond to it to a large degree indicates how we will feel inside, how we will incorporate the material. So I give you that as a negative example, and in a future video I'm going to talk about positive examples. What can we learn from this ability to strengthen our brains, to give some strength training to our best friends, our brains. All right. Love you all and miss you all. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.